Oh yeah, there goes.
Oh yeah, Josh doesn't edit this one, so we're good now. I was like waiting 10 seconds. It's fine. You guys just get a little extra real intro. Good afternoon. Well, it's not afternoon. It could be night. It could be morning. It could be who knows what time it is when you listen to this amazing or watch
Good
this
whatever time
amazing
it is when
podcast.
you're
Good whatever time it is when you are, just living life. Well, I am here. My name is Elizabeth P. Clyde, but I'm here with the one, the only, the married James, who just got back from his honeymoon. So we all know what he did. How's it going, James?
I was great, except now I feel real awkward.
Yeah, I like doing that.
I am doing, in all seriousness though, I'm doing great. Being married so far is awesome. My wife and I still like each other, so it's been a good first week and a half, 2 weeks.
Nice. We all know that I love love, so I'm super excited for you. Can't give you too much advice, but I've been married about 10 years, so I mean, my husband's also a pastor, so if you need some virtual marriage counseling, I mean, we got you.
That's impressive. I want to know what the systematic ecology premarital counseling course would be like.
Oh, I mean, I would be pulling like rom-com for sure.
For sure.
And then
I actually, this is kind of funny. I knew one of the biggest green flags. I don't know if there's a red flag opposite. When I started dating Nicole, was like, "Oh, you'll watch Naruto with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll watch Naruto with you." And then she got hooked. And then I was like, "Yeah, she loves Jesus. She can also watch anime." Who is this?
That's beautiful. I mean, my husband, he does Studio Ghibli. He won't go like hardcore, but he appreciates like well done anime, so I can't complain too much. But gosh, you talked about Naruto, and that's one of my roots. I have Kashi tattooed on my arm. But when you said one of the mangas you were going to review, it's Boruto. So you've been keeping up with Boruto?
Good segue. Yes, I do. I stopped watching the anime because the anime is just a lot and so much filler content. And I'm actually glad that so many animes now are going away from the impetus to post every single or have an episode every single week, even if it's just dumb filler content. But yeah, no, I've kept up with Boruto, and Boruto just came back from a time skip, so it was on a 6-month hiatus. Boruto comes out monthly, as I'm sure a lot of you know, and it was on a 6-month time skip, and it's now back into its 4th month since it's returned. And I gotta say, they have kicked it up a notch. Kishimoto, who is the mangaka, I think stepped in a little bit more and is exerting a lot more influence over the story and the plot. And what I want to say about it is that don't watch the anime, just read the manga. You got to get used to a different art style because Kishimoto is not drawing it. It's one of his former assistants who's drawing it. But the story has really started to pick up, and it hooked me. The very first chapter back, Boruto's entrance after the time skip.
Okay, so what number chapter are you on?
The number chapter. So it started over. So it's a separate manga now. So
do you have to read the other manga for the new? Because I started the anime and I fell off because I was not impressed.
Yeah, the anime. Yeah, don't read the anime. The original.
I will not read the anime.
The original Boruto is 80 chapters.
Okay.
And it moves pretty quick. And so yeah, this one is now in its 4th monthly chapter. So they've made Boruto out to be a very Sasuke-like figure, if that rings any bells for you. So he is definitely more like Sasuke than he is like his father, but he does pick up some things from his father. So I mean, it's cool. You get to see how those characters that I grew up with, at least.
Well, and that's what I
Haven't
was
developed,
excited
but
about. I wanted to see more Rookie 9 as, like, mom and dads and,
yeah,
like, how they grew up and what they become. So the manga does well with that?
the manga does. Yeah, you get
Alright.
to see the parenting styles. You get to see Sasuke's lack thereof, which should surprise no one.
Dude,
Um,
I know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm excited about this.
but I mean, if you're interested, don't if you want to just read the first chapter of this new post time skip Boruto, it's called Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Just read the first chapter, and if that's enough to get you hooked, then I would say go back.
See, I hate reading stuff when I know like, I hate prequels. So even with I'm excited for the new Hunger Game movie that just came out, but I just once I already know what happens, I don't care what happened before, if that makes sense. So I do hard. Like, even with the new, like, Lord of the Ring type deal, like, I was like, "Ah,
Yeah,
I didn't care." But so I have to start from the beginning, but Imma do it.
right. It's worth it, and there is some hints of romance in there if that's what your thing. But you'll
Does Sasuke finally show some affection for Sakura?
you know what? I'll spoil that and
Yay!
say yes, he does finally show some affection for
Besides a forehead flick?
a little bit more than the forehead flick. Yeah, I mean it's still Sasuke we're talking about here, so like
I know, but, like, I'll take what I can get. Do you know like, that was one of my first shipped, couples.
oh really? Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
I love them.
I love that. Yeah, so it's I will say the character designs of this post time skip, just all you have to do is read the first page of uh the new Boruto post time skip, and the first page is just Sarada, Sasuke and Sakura's daughter, and
Mhm.
the fit is impressive.
Okay.
Not like in a weird way, just like in a like, oh yeah,
So
she's
tell
really
me,
stylish and cool.
was this anime filler or was it in the manga that they tried to, like, kinda hint that Sarada was Karin's daughter and not Sakura's?
Yeah, so that is manga and anime.
Dude, that I was seeing red. I said,
Yeah,
"Absolutely not."
you were supposed to, I think you were supposed to see red. Now, at the end of that, it turns out that that was not true, but yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
that was I think that was a ploy to get people invested.
Yeah, because my little heart. Don't give me something I've been waiting for, like, decades for. I remember watching Naruto in middle school,
Yeah. Mhm.
like, when before I had high-speed internet and I had to, like, wait 3 hours to watch a 20-minute episode because I had to wait for it to buffer and load, and no one used the phone on Saturday mornings.
I remember that. Yeah, someone called you and you were on and you were reading.
Nope,
Game over. Done.
not it's gonna happen.
Game over.
Well,
God,
I'm
we just
excited.
we just really dated us. Yeah, there is a love triangle.
Don't
Um,
tell me who, don't tell me who, don't tell me who.
there is a love triangle. You'll have
Okay,
to.
does does Kakashi, find romance? Just say yes or no. You don't say if it's the love triangle.
It's hinted that he does. Yes,
Okay, okay, don't tell me who, don't tell me who.
it's
I
hinted that he does.
I always referred that if I had an anime baby daddy, I would want it to be Kakashi. Like, I have, like, dubbed him as my anime baby daddy because here's the thing, he's not gonna marry you. Because he doesn't wanna marry you because he
Yeah.
is going to be too worried about dying in the field. I've put a lot of
Mm.
thought into this. But, we love each other. I am with child, and he's gonna be the best baby daddy ever.
Whoa.
I know. I've put
Wow.
a lot of little, like, middle school, high school thought into this, and Taylor, my husband, accepts me for who I am.
That's what matters.
Mhm.
You know what? Kakashi would too.
I honestly, in my fantasies, yes. Yes, he does. I it's like 9 o'clock when we're recording this, guys. I have no filters. I'm very tired.
I want to
But
know who's better husband material. Is it
ooh,
Kakashi or is it Gojo?
I feel like Gojo would spoil me in a way, if that makes sense, because he would be super
Mm-hmm.
attentive and but he would play too much a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, so,
Kakashi's definitely more serious.
yeah, so for baby daddy, Kakashi.
Okay, this makes sense because you want that support.
Yeah, I need that support. I need that consistency. But like, I mean, we just having fun and flinging it. Go show, we good. But like, I just feel like he can't commit.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. This is
I
fair. They're
really
never going to let us do a podcast again. Okay.
no,
Segue.
no. The segue. I it's not a secret. I'm obsessed with romance and everything. Love. But I have been reading a Korean webtoon. And I used to hate webtoons, but I'm like, I'm a little into them, kind of. But
Okay.
because Crunchyroll released that this was getting an anime, and so I was like, okay, if it's getting an anime, it has to be really good. So I started reading the webtoon. It's called True Beauty. And so pretty much your average ugly duckling turns into, beautiful, hottest girl from middle school to high school when you have that gap. And she went to a high school where no one knows her. And so I can't say the name because Korean. It's like Jijong something something. Sorry if that was racist. I just can't pronounce it. But unlike most, stop shaking your head. But unlike most, she didn't have a glow up like we would think she did.
Okay.
She just got really good at makeup. So she is
Oh.
still very much in the society terms ugly. So she has a pimply face, her eyes are really narrow, so she does like the eye tape. She like transforms completely.
Wow.
And
Shout out
so
to all the Gen Z girls out there addicted
right.
to makeup tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. So she is like the professional catfish. And so she like no one can recognize her. So she runs into this hot guy in the manga store because she's of course an otaku and a nerd. And he takes the manga she wants, so she acts less than feminine.
Okay.
And
Yes.
of course, it wouldn't be a manga or a webtoon or an anime if we did not run into him at school the next day.
Perfect.
But we're all glammed up now. You know what I mean? So we're nervous if he knows or not because no one else can tell the difference. So it goes on a little bit, and we find out that he's very cold to people at school, but in the manga store, as they get to know each other, like he's friendly, they recommend stuff to each other. And so she's like, sweet, I'm safe. He doesn't recognize me. But then we find out he knew it was her all along. Like he just, I know. So that's me. And I'm not done with it. So does he like her for what she has on the inside? Because he only smiles with her. He doesn't smile at school. And of course there's like a villainess type deal who's out to like, make her look bad. So like she befriends her and they post a selfie, but she like they're both beautiful, but she edits her selfie to make her even more beautiful. So of course social media, whenever she gets her comment, she's like, it's like y'all are both pretty, but dang girl, like she gets more of the, compliments. But Zhang something, she's just so happy to be included now. Like she's just happy to be hanging out with a pretty girl. So she doesn't see anything like wrong with it. So we just know how this is going to go bad. But yeah, True Beauty. It's coming out on Crunchyroll. But if you can't wait like me,
the ethics of beauty.
I know, isn't it sad though?
What does beauty mean in a world full of filters?
Well, that's what I said. Like with the standard beauty, like she's beautiful now, even though like, I mean, all she does is have like a little bit of acne and like some small eyes. I mean, there's nothing like, you know what I mean? Like she's not ugly, but like in the anime manga world,
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. She's regular.
Yeah. She's average. Well, I don't even like the term average because, everyone has their own taste and preference.
No one's average. We're all special and beautiful in our own unique ways.
Yeah, I'm just thankful. I mean, with being married now, I'm sure you dated your wife. Hopefully, before you got married, she took off her makeup, so you got to see.
Actually, I actually had the exact opposite experience. So my wife very rarely ever wears makeup, and she came out of her like makeup tutorial for our wedding day. Like she went and did an appointment, and I was like, "Who are you? What's going on right now?" Because she had so much makeup on. I was like, "Oh, this is not normal, different."
All right, well that's good. That's good.
Anyways, yeah.
That's good. I'm trying to think. Like, I started dating Taylor in high school, so of course I had like a lot. I had my makeup done all the time, and then like whenever got into college, because I'm older than her. I mean, older than her. Wow, older than him. Um, like I was like, I don't care. Like these 8 a.m. classes are kicking my butt. So, and now married, and I've gained some flab and whatnot. So I'm like, you love me.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it happens.
Everything, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And thankfully, Taylor has a good eye. Yeah.
I'm sure he does. As
I
all
don't, yeah,
husbands do.
I don't know how to transition from that. I'm so tired. So what is the second manga you have brought to our random table tonight?
All right. So the second manga that I've been really into, it's new, it's only a couple months old, it's 10 chapters in, is called Kagurabachi, and it's on Shonen Jump. It's a new Shonen Jump startup, and I have been really into it since it came out. I'm always sort of searching for like what's the next one that's gonna like blow up and be
the next My Hero Academia.
Oh, My Hero Academia. Don't even get me started right now. That's a whole nother conversation for a different time. But Kagurabachi the story revolves around the main character. His name is Chiro, and his dad is a swordsmith. And in this world, there's magic in this world. He's swordsmith these very famous katana that have ended this big war. Well, fast forward as the story develops, there's some tragedy, and the protagonist Chiro, who is the son, goes on a journey to recover these enchanted blades that his dad has forged and that are now being used for nefarious ends. And so the story's not too far into it, but what I will say is the art is really, really good. And it's an anime about katana, or excuse me, it's a manga about katana. So you're gonna see some appendages flying in the wind, but in some really cool artistic ways. So it's been really fun. And the sort of ethical question behind it is, are we complicit in violence from sort of the bleachers, right? So this family of swordsmiths that this centers around, like the whole ethical question of like, we create these things and put them out into the world, and you never know what someone is going to use them for, whether it's good or evil. And so it's just some fun ethical questions there. I always go to that sort of stuff because that's what I think about. I want a manga systematic ecology church service where I can preach a sermon about this kind of stuff, and my congregation will look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word for it, but like there's a word where something is neither good nor evil. Like
Neutral?
it starts with an A. No, that's that legit like word, like moral, like dealing with like a moral like thing. And I can't think of it right now. But it makes me think of the same, because money is all referred to as a lot, because is money bad, is money good?
Right.
Money is money. It has no moral like, good or bad, but it's what you do with it.
Right.
So same thing with like the gun law, same thing with like a katana. Like a katana is so useful, and even guns are so useful in certain scenarios, but then it all depends on what you do. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. And it's, these katana that he's on this journey to find, like, ended this war and did a lot of good, but now they're doing some really terrible things. So it's just sort of like,
Mm-hmm. And I love a good samurai, like, because I remember just like Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh,
Like
it's strong samurai
Hokkai.
vibes.
Oh, I love samurai so much.
Except Chiro, unlike Rurouni Kenshin, is in his he is in his violent era. He is not in his flip the sword around, use the reverse edge to not kill anyone era. He's doing some work to get those katanas back, and it's been a really fun read so far. So definitely would recommend.
You said it's new.
It's new, 10 chapters old.
Oh wow! See, this is why I usually, whenever I look for mangas to read, like for example, the webtoon, I'm like, oh, an anime is coming out. That means the manga is either super far ahead and or completed. So I will start this because I hate waiting the week to week.
Really?
Hmm Oh,
Okay.
the word I was thinking of, it's literally amoral. It's one
Oh,
word, a in front of moral. Having or showing no concern about whether behavior is morally right or wrong. So, okay,
that'll
that
do
was
it.
bothering me. I had to know. It would have
Yeah,
bothered me
we've
all
all got
night.
Google in the background. It makes sense.
Hmm hmm Okay, so maybe there's so many like times I just want to read manga, but it's so hard to find time to sit down and read, which is probably why I should start doing the week to week because then it's like only instead of me trying to read because I have an addictive personality,
Yeah.
80
Mhm.
chapters in one setting, it's
Yep.
like, okay, week to week. This is
Yeah.
good. But the few mangas I follow, it's like I get one chapter every month or two.
Yeah. That's
It's so
hard.
sad. It's
That's hard.
so
Yeah.
hard.
When they come out every week, it's a little bit easier.
Hmm
But waiting months at a time, there's a couple I read that are like that, and it's agonizing.
Yeah. Well, this next anime that I'm talking about, not only is it not anime, I'm sorry guys, manga. Not only is it completed, so you can go and binge it to your little heart's content, it also has an anime, season 1, 2, and an OVA, so you can go watch it if you want to as well.
Perfect.
So, I blame, this anime as well for one of my unrealistic expectations of life. Just saying.
Is there
Because
any
it's
more?
because I just want like, I just why can't my life be like this?
Uh,
So, her name is Nanami, and she gets, not kicked out of her house, but her dad left because he had a lot of gambling debts, and so, like, her house got, like, repossessed and blah, 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 so she's on the streets, and she has nowhere to go. So, that's not the part of the life I want, in case you guys are wondering about my mental health. No, I don't want that part. But she meets this guy who's like, "Oh, I'll give you my home." And she goes and sees this rundown shrine, and the guy kisses her on the forehead, letting him know. But when he kissed her, he actually made her the land god, and so she just returned to her shrine. And because the other land god, he's been gone a long time now, it's her sole purpose to, like kind of like restore the
yeah.
shrine and bring honor to the land god. It's called Kami-sama. And
Mm.
so, of course, I don't so my first love, guys, I've said it before, is Inuyasha. And so the main male character who is her servant just happens to be a fox spirit, and he also has ears and silver hair. So I have a type. It's always silver hair people, if you think
Mm.
about it. So Kakashi, like in
Yeah.
case you guys want to know my type, it's I don't know why. I can't wait for Taylor to go gray, apparently. So like he hates her at first because that's not his god, but he's bound by contract to serve the land god. So it's all
Mm.
about her trying to restore the shrine and be a good land god and also like bridge the gap between the spirit world and the human world in a way, but also
Mhm.
watch them kind of fall in love. And of course he has a past, and so she has to compete with his dead lover. So we don't love that.
Mm-mm. We
No. It's like just let it go, bro. But yeah, it's a good time. But Kami-sama, it has an anime, and that's what I first like discovered it because I watched season 1, I needed more, and then I read the manga and I was like, this is so good.
Oh,
So yeah,
I'm
that's it.
looking it up now.
You should. I mean, if it's just like a feel good rom com. Of course, lots of love triangle. It's like the slice of life with her school life. She's trying to be the god and a typical like high school girl. It's very similar to Kagome whenever she was trying to do both.
Right.
So I think yeah, and the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, this is Inuyasha.
I have never actually seen Inuyasha.
Ah,
I
it's
know.
okay.
Or, I
I
know.
feel like once you kind of pass a certain era, it's hard to go back and fall in love with an anime, even though you know it's good. That's how I feel with Sailor Moon. I know Sailor Moon, but because I didn't catch it in that that I guess impressional period of my life,
Right.
I could care
There's the
less about it.
nostalgic values gone, and it's just like,
Yep,
oh, this is bad 90s animation. You know what I
right.
mean?
But
Uh,
Beyblades, Digimon, shoot,
don't even get me started about the Beyblades. It's a
I
dark.
had
I know. You gotta let it rip sometimes. You just gotta do it.
So good. I lived for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. Kids today will never know.
They will not, because it's nice being able to watch everything and read everything with our fingertips, but like I guess you still experience it since you wait week to week for the episodes, but I just need that instant gratification. And this
Yeah.
is why I'm like 200 episodes behind in One Piece, because I just had to take a break so I can binge it.
But the last 200 episodes.
I know.
Okay.
It was just the Wano period. It was so long.
Yeah, Wano got long. Yeah.
And then like it's the backstory of the Sam. Like once again, it's the backstories for me. If I'm not interested in the backstory, it's going to take me forever to get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Well, those are my two animes. Do you have any other recommendations, thoughts, comments? I mean, quick therapy session.
I'll just speak on one thing that I'm super excited about, and it's that one of my favorite romance manga called Blue Box is just got announced. It's getting an anime.
Blue Box Manga.
So I am very excited about it. If you haven't checked it out, I think I've talked about it before on Manga Mustard, but it's been some time ago. Two high school students that go to an elite sports high school, and he plays badminton and she's on the girls basketball team, and it's just so good. I love the writing. The art is fun. There's love triangles. There's will they, won't they. There's
wow, there's 100 and like over 100 chapters. That's
yeah,
nice.
it's good. I actually really appreciate it because it's the one manga I read that TikTok doesn't spoil for me. TikTok spoilers for manga are a real thing. If TikTok hears that you read manga, then you will get spoiled. And yeah, it's the one I look forward to reading that and like One Piece every week.
Okay, so it comes out every week. That's good to know. Maybe I'll try and catch up.
Yeah, I went super off the deep end. There was like when I first started reading it, there was like a 2-day period where I did nothing but like I was at work, like just doing God's work and reading manga.
Don't you hate, because my fingers are kind of like this now, not from reading manga, but because we want to build a house. So I've been looking at hundreds of house plans. My thumbs are at the point right now, they're sore. Have you ever done that reading manga and stuff? Like because of all the constant swiping, like your fingers like start to ache?
No, I've not been there yet.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah. It happens to me often, actually. I just have that, like, I can't stop. And like, so my husband will get on to me because he's like, he's like, pay attention to like your surroundings, spend time, like be present. And I'm like, literally, even while he's driving, I'm like,
and then there's always two people like that, and then they get married.
yeah, yep. But right now he's like really binging The Office, so I'm like taking all the like the future ammo. Don't do this if you guys are looking to get married or like to your spouse. Don't use ammo and stuff, but you know. I would do it. So I've been like not like doing all the ammo and this stuff. So next time I get into a binge era, he's gonna be like, and I'll be like, The Office. You're literally on season 5, and it's been 3 weeks. So
that's intense. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, he's been really stressed out with work lately, so that's kind of his veg out time, which I respect and appreciate. So I don't say anything because I'm over here doing my house plan. So we're vegging out together.
Yeah, we've all got our stuff.
Well, James, thanks so much for recording this so late, right after getting back from your honeymoon, jet lagged and everything. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Thanks. And I'm not sure when this is going to get posted or not, but right now we're recording and it's Thanksgiving week. So if it's somehow posted before Thanksgiving, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We're grateful for you and your support, listeners.
Yeah, and if you need something to do while you're letting that turkey digest over the weekend, then here's some great manga you can start checking out.
Yes. You guys have a great night. Stay nerdy. Keep reading. Good night.
Night, everyone.